All right, all right, all right. We're about 38 minutes late, but that's okay. That's okay. Come on in here. Come on in there. Those of you on Rumble, so glad to be with you. Our first time here going live on Rumble. So glad to have you. You give us some rumbles there and all that good stuff. And then also glad to have all of you here on Twitter. All of my folks, my fun folks there on Twitter. Y'all know how it goes down on Twitter. You want to stay in contact with me? You can also hit me on most social media platforms at Rob Carpenter 2 on most social media platforms at Rob Carpenter 2. All right, all right. Come on in. Let somebody know that you're here, that we're here. We're going to be talking for a few moments today on how to prepare for wartime. How to prepare for wartime. I'm going to give you some good information, some practical information. Most of us who are here on this live stream that are live, we have never been in a world war, wartime. I mean, there've been wars around, but ladies and gentlemen, we are on the brink of probably World War III. You know, Albert Einstein said once, he said, I don't know how World War III will be fought, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. So we got a lot going on. So definitely come on, invite somebody, come on the line here. Definitely want you to come on here and participate in this. If you want for text updates, you can text me. Subscribe at 813-285-4974, 813-285-4974. And of course, again, you can always hit me up on most social media platforms at Rob Carpenter. I'm on BitChute at Rob Carpenter, Rumble. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Getter. I'm also on, what else? Gab, Minds.com. What else are we on? Facebook. Oh, can't forget Facebook. Glad to have you. Give me some likes. Give me some love there on Facebook. Those of you who are watching this on Facebook, come on in here. Come on in the room. And we'll be glad to have you on here. Let me see here. Let's see. All right. I'm just waiting on you all to get in here. I want to give you a few practical updates here for how to prepare for wartime. It's amazing because as my dogs are here, the last 24 to 36 hours, Russia has invaded Ukraine. Now, most of y'all probably don't even know where Ukraine is, but that's okay. That's all right. It's in Eastern Europe. And there's Kyiv there. There's the capital city. There's also Crimea. And you must understand something. Let me give you some background here that Russia and Ukraine have been, they're like cousins. They're like fighting cousins. They've been going down through for hundreds of years. Some people say that Russia started out of Ukraine. Some people say Ukraine started out of Russia. So they've been going back and forth. But as of right now, Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, has already given the terms of surrender to Ukraine. Yeah. So there's some serious stuff going on. Now, here's some other interesting things you must know. Ready for this? Write this down. Do you know that the number 2 exporter of fertilizer in the world is Russia? So we're putting sanctions on Russia, but if Russia decides to pull the fertilizer, we're going to have to depend on the number 1 producer of fertilizer, which is who? You guessed it. China, as Donald Trump says, China. All right. Also, most of the European Union gets most of their energy, natural gas and energy from Russia. So if Russia decides to pull the energy, Europe is going to be in darkness. Now, let me say this without trying to get too political here. While Number 45, Donald John Trump was president, we became energy independent here in the United States of America. That's why gas is so low. Y'all remember that? Remember gas was $1.25, $1.50, $1.75? Now what is it? 3 something? $4? $5? Well, that's because when President Joe Biden got in, he decided that he was going to shut down the Keystone XL pipeline, which is a oil pipeline going from Canada down through the United States down to Mexico. He also had the ransomware attack there on the pipeline there on the eastern seaboard. So what has happened is he also gave the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that Russia has. He went on ahead and activated that when Trump was held it back. So Russia has more energy access. We have less. So now we have to depend on other countries for our oil and gas. Not good. One of those countries is Russia. So if Russia decides to pull that plug, have mercy, Lord. Have mercy. Okay? Just trust me. Windmills ain't gonna do it. All right? Gas right now could easily go to $6 or $7 a gallon in the very near future, as much as 10 in the long term if this conflict continues. Oh yeah. Randy Macho Man Savage who said God bless the dead. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. So we have Russia invading Ukraine, and then we also have China, which is now threatening to invade and take over Taiwan. Taiwan used to be, back in the day, part of China, and they got their independence, but the British gave Taiwan the independence back in 1997. However, China says they belong to them, and so they're talking about doing that. So we have here Russia and Ukraine over here. You have China and Taiwan over here. You got the United States of America way over here. Now, if you ask me, we should start a pipeline back up, Keystone Pipeline back up, and start producing our own stuff so we don't have the problem depending on China or Russia. But Joe Biden, our president, he continues to have his way as far as what he thinks is best, which means we're going to be dependent on them. If they pull the plug on us, understand something. We've become a third world country like that. So I'm going to give you some tips here to help you. Hopefully all that doesn't happen, but give you some tips on how you can prepare in wartime. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, Russia and China and Brazil and a couple other countries, there's 5 of them, they have started something called BRICS. That's a separate currency, separate from the United States, the dollar. And if they decide to work with that and decide not to use the dollar as the standard currency around the world, guess what? The United States is going to be broke because all the debt that China carries for us and other countries will be due. And we won't have it because the dollar will be worth nothing. You say, Robert, what are you talking about? Let me tell you something. So what happens is the Federal Reserve, by the way, the Federal Reserve is not a federal agency. It's a private bank. It's just as federal as Federal Express, which you know is not part of the government. Just to get that up, do your research. So what happens is the Federal Reserve, if they decide to do that about the dollar, guess what, folks? They're going to pull all that money out of those central banks. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, all those different banks, they're going to pull that money, which is where a lot of you bank. So, number one, try to, if all possible, move all or some of your money to a local community bank or a credit union. Move your funds, move your checking account, bank account, your IRAs, your CDs, all that stuff to your money market. Move that to a local bank where you have more control, or a credit union where the members actually own the bank. So it's a little safer there. Trust me. When there's a banking holiday, when people go to start trying to run to the bank because they hear something, they're going to try to go to the ATM machine. But I know I got $7,000 in there, and you go there and the bank doesn't actually have your $7,000 sitting in the vault, at that location, or even probably in their safe, a vault, if you will. So you want to do that. I just went today, and while I was handling some business, and I went on ahead and I've got to finish it tomorrow. But I'm moving everything over to a credit union. Yep. Okay. And I love BOA, and I love some of the other places, but no, man, no, it's not safe there. It's not safe there. Trust me. Did you see what happened in Canada when the truckers, the Freedom Convoy, when they went under martial law? What they do? They froze people's accounts that they thought were against the government. Even they froze people's accounts that donated to the truckers convoy in Canada. That just happened, y'all. That just happened. So move all your funds or most of your funds to a credit union or a local bank where the members are the membership, you own the bank. So, number 2. Now, you know we've had a shortage, a supply line shortage. Remember out there in California, all the trucks backed up, and we've got 2 things going on because now there's a trucker convoy headed to Washington, D.C. for the State of the Union next week, to make the point. It's a nice gesture. They're about 2.5 years late. They're following after those in Canada. Let me just say this, for those of you who are truckers and you want to be a part of that convoy, stay out of D.C. next week. Stay out of D.C. during the State of the Union. They've already started boarding up and barbed wiring and fencing up all of the Capitol. They're calling thousands and thousands of National Guard to be there. Again, they call it Camp Pelosi, as a matter of fact, is what they called it. Okay? They set them up, y'all. They set them up. False flag, they set them up. Do not go to D.C. Unless you work and live in D.C. proper, do not go to D.C. the week of the State of the Union address. Something's going to happen, something's going to go down. You heard it here. We're talking about how to prepare your wartime. Share this with somebody. Share this video. Give me some likes. We're here live on Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and we'll upload this later on YouTube and other platforms. You want to know how to prepare for wartime. So, now let's go to another thing. The supply line has already been shorted. You know, you've been going to the grocery store, and sometimes, or you go to a restaurant, and let's say, you know, due to a supply line shortage, you may not be able to get everything here on the menu. Like, for instance, earlier I went to a restaurant, and I ordered a loaded baked potato as my side. They gave me loaded mashed potatoes. Didn't say nothing. They just did it. But a lot of times you'll go, and I went somewhere else. Where did I go? I went somewhere to get something the other day, and my lead university classmates remember this. Crystal. Y'all remember Crystal, the Crystal Burgers? We used to call them gas burgers in Cleveland, Tennessee. With the Crystal. Just happened to be on that part of town. We eat those about once a year. Went to get me some Crystal gas burgers, and they had a chicken fried steak Crystal. So I said, but let me get 2 of those. When we added the Crystal chicken fried steak, we don't have no gravy. Well, man, we don't know what we're getting in it. Okay. Then I asked her for bacon cheese crystals. She gave me plain crystals, no bacon, no cheese. Also went by Zaxby's. Didn't get more than nothing. That's why I was actually going to go early tonight at the church. And Zaxby's was closed 8 o'clock. They normally closed at 10. They were closed at 8 o'clock. They had nobody to work. They had no food there. So there's already supply line shortage. So what you got to do, you got to understand something. Here is what you need to do is, and I'm telling somebody else this is what you got to do. When you're in the store, buy extra canned goods, buy extra non-perishables. If you're gonna buy a can of pinto beans, buy 2-3 cans, put them up. You got a freezer, buy a couple pieces of extra meat if you want to, some chicken. So sometimes you go there and there's no chicken. Sometimes I went to a store today. They were out of cherry grenadine. Listen, right here it is, right here. Rose's grenadine. I went to go get me some of this from Publix, and the one Publix didn't have none. They were out. I said, I can't nobody be making that many drinks. Maybe they are. Anyway, so a lot of the stores are being empty. So anytime you get a chance, you get a couple extra dollars, buy extra and save it. Put it away. Trust me, because there's also something called inflation. Now, when inflation first started, they said, oh, it's transitory. It's temporary. It's only going to last just for a little while. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it's still going on. And according to our beloved president, he said, well, it's going to probably be till next year. What? So that means prices of food are going up and away. So while it's still not that bad, get you some extra stuff. I would even say as far as meats. Let's talk about meat. Everybody like, well, not everybody, but me. I love chicken. Chicken. I tell you what, if I know that the Lord sent chicken to die just for me. Hey, glory. Just for me. I can eat chicken. I can eat chicken kebab, chicken and rice, chicken and corn. Chicken, yeah. I can eat chicken all day. Chicken. But listen, you got chicken, you got pork, you got beef, you got steak, you got all that stuff. And sometimes you go to the store and it's out or it's very high. So what do? There's a place called Omaha Steaks. While the price is still reasonable. You can order stuff there, package. You can get your 6 filet mignons and 6 jumbo franks and 8 chicken breasts and 4 pork, jumbo pork, and all kind of stuff. Caramel apples and all kind of stuff. And you get it, and they ship it in the package to you, fresh, ready to go. Put that down. Then you have to go to the grocery store and wait for whatever the market rates at the time. Good idea. Omaha Steaks. It's not a paid thing, but you go there. Now, let's see. Inflation. Let's see. You got food, canned goods, candies. Some of y'all like your little peppermint candies. Get a few extra bags. You like your little chocolate, get you, because it's all going up. If Russia and China pull the plug pull the carpet runners on fertilizer, understand within about 12 months, they say estimate 100 million people could die around the world because they won't be able to grow anything. Because the fertilizer, because Vladimir Putin is holding the fertilizer. So try to give you some tips how to prepare for war. How to prepare for war in this wartime. Now, you can have text updates. Now, let's see. What else we got? You got the banking, switch to a credit union or local bank. Buy extra food and non-perishables. Also, get stuff while you can because inflation is going up. Here's another deal. Carpool. I know we don't like nobody riding in our little car. Well, it's better you ride in the car than on the bus. And the bus, ain't nothing wrong with the bus. You know, I never rode a bus. I was trying a bus and a train. I want to go on the Amtrak. I'm going on the Amtrak trip. But anyway, carpool. Get with people at your job. Carpool. Just save the gas because gas is high. Now, I got one car, the BMW. It rides on regular unleaded, the BMW X1. Praise God. Hallelujah. However, that Mercedes C300 has to have premium. And let me tell you, every time I have to put gas in there, I go to crying almost. Because it's horrible. It's horrible. That's why I'd be like, I'm driving the other car today. I'm driving your car. Gas is too high. And it's still going up. Carpool. All right? Listen to this. Also, if you have a little bit extra money, invest a little bit. Cryptocurrency. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you stuff that I've done. And prepare for war. Because if they lock down on some of the money, at least you have the cryptocurrency. Get a little bit of that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, some of those other ones. Again, not financial advice. Just telling you what I do, how to prepare for wartime. Also, save. Does anybody go to the movies anymore? Don't go to the movies. Watch it at home. You know, now you have to be careful watching it at home because, again, now you got Disney, you got HBO Plus, you got HBO Max rather, Disney Plus, you got Apple Plus and Apple TV Plus, you got Paramount and Peacock and all these different CBS and ABC. You got all these different these apps and networks and streaming services, And if you're not careful, that little $5.99, $10.99, Netflix here, Hulu there, the next thing you know, you spend about $200 just on nickel and diamond. So be careful. Only pay for the ones that you're actually watching. Okay? That you know. Now, here's another thing. You have to go to the movies. Everything's right there, especially on HBO Max. I'm getting just got Richie turned on to that. Here's another thing. I don't watch Netflix. I have a problem with Netflix morally. But a lot of good shows there on Netflix. Hulu is the bomb, okay? You got the Peacock network, which is kind of NBC. The good thing about Peacock is you get, if you're a wrestling fan, you get all the WWE network, okay? All right, so what's up? All that kind of stuff. Don't go to the movies. Don't waste money. Instead of going out all the time, well, I can't say that because I go out all the time, but cook. Hey, glory, cook at home. Cook at home. Cook at home. I know. But I almost made me a steak the other day. I said, you know what? Instead of me going to the restaurant and paying $30, $40 for a steak, I could just get one for $10, $15 for the stove or from Omaha Steaks. And do it myself. Okay? Now, here's another thing I want to tell you about. And they didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it. Stock them on your seasonings. Those are things that we don't look at. Then you end up going there. You got to get your Irish season salt and all that. But here's one I want to tell you about. Cold seasoning. Cold seasoning. This is one of 5 that I got. Smack your lips and not your mama. Smack it good. This is their smoked Cajun. See, I've already had this. I'm almost to them. They got about 5 different varieties. Cold seasonings. LeJean and Valora Cole, pastors of Contagious Church here in Tampa and in Charlotte. You want to find them on Facebook, go to coldseason.com, I believe what it is. Dear friends of my brother and sister in the Lord, this stuff is good here. Let me say something. I ordered the pack of 5 the first day they start selling, and I got it pretty quick within a couple of days. And I took this one, the smoked Cajun. I took this one, and I just got to keep this one off to the side. So I just did a little dab on that. Some of them don't even have salt in it, so it's very good, healthy for you. It's good for you. Make you want to smack your lips and not your mama. You know you smack your mama, you go, ooh, mama gonna get you. So anyway, stock up on those things. Also, find things to do. Clothes, especially. Lose some of that weight so you can get in some of them clothes. Yeah. But there's a lot of things going on again in wartime. I'm telling you this stuff now because most of us, including me, have not been living in the United States of America during wartime. If you also have items like gold, silver, things like that, hold on to that. The value's going up. Not financial advice, of course, but hold on to those things because those things are going to mean something. Back in the Great Depression in World War II, the President Franklin D. Roosevelt asked everybody to turn in their gold because the government needed it. And a lot of people did, and they turned it in for pennies on the dollar. But then, of course, our beloved government sold it for much more than that and didn't give the money back to the people. So you want to hold it to your gold. You want to get some cryptocurrency. You want to switch to a community bank or a credit union. You want to stock up on some food now while it's not too astronomical. Learn how to fix stuff. Cars now. Used cars have shot up because there's a lot of new cars can't be finished being produced because the parts. Computers, same thing. Some of the parts for computers now started to run low because some of the countries, the supply chain. There's a lot of stuff going on, but you need to be prepared for wartime. Listen, I want to share this with you. If you have any questions, personal questions, you can ask me. I can't give you financial advice. I'm not a financial guru. I can just tell you what we're doing and some advice that I've gotten. Do your research. But listen, don't wait. Here's one other thing. Storable food, EMRs. They call them EMRs? Storable foods. Not storable foods. MREs. And if you want more information about that, do that because you can get a nice pack for maybe 4 weeks of MREs for maybe a couple $100, $300, and they last 20, 25 years. Because if you lose the power, you lose the internet, you can't cook, you have no power, at least you can still eat. And those of you who like peanut butter jelly, Get you some extra peanut butter, cans of peanut butter. If you know how to do vegetables and fruit and can them and pickle them and all that kind of stuff, do all that stuff because you're gonna need. Time's about to get dangerous, but I'm so glad that God provides for us, but He also gives us the wisdom on how to provide and make a way. I'm telling you, so it's about to get rough, y'all. It's about to get funky like a monkey, but you don't have to worry. You don't have to be fret because you're one of God's children, and He will look out for you. And you can look out for your family. So if you have any questions, hit me up on the social media. You can also put text updates, 813-285-4974. On social media at Rob Carpenter 2 on most social media platforms. Put your comments down below. Send me questions if you want to. I would definitely like to chat with you and give you some more ideas. And hey, we can just kind of work this thing out ourselves. Maybe we'll start a Facebook group or something like that before they shut it down. But yeah, you got to definitely prepare for wartime. It's about to get worse before it gets better. But one thing I can tell you what, I'm so glad because trouble don't last always. And I serve a God that shall supply all my needs according to His riches in glory through Christ Jesus. I don't have to worry about Vladimir Putin. I don't have to worry about Zelensky there in Ukraine. I don't have to worry about Xi Jinping in China. I don't have to worry about Beijing Biden in Washington, D.C. because I serve a God that always, y'all can see, I have not missed any meals. Hey, glory to God. Hey, listen, I did a thing. I was on TMZ the other day. TMZ, and I was talking about the Obamas, and I'll tell you this and let you go. I was talking about the Obamas and how they have their new mansion, Hawaiian mansion out there in Honolulu. 5,000 square feet, 2 swimming pools. Oh, it's a place of elegance, opulence, and excellence. Hey, if you can get it, man, get it. So even now, there's others that are saying God will provide. God will provide. And you don't have to worry about starving. You don't have to worry about, where my next meal comes from. There are things you can start doing now that will help you. And you want to see that clip, just go to my Rumble channel at Rob Carpenter 2 on Rumble, rumble.com, and you'll see that clip is also on Facebook as well. That clip when I was on with Harvey on TMZ Live talking about the Obamas. And anyway, so listen, I'm so glad you spent this time with me. Share this video. Let me know what you think. If you have any other ideas, share with us. Share with the group. Share them down in the comments down below. Share this on whatever platform you want to. I'm so excited that no matter what goes on, God is still in control. This is Pastor Robert L. Carpenter II. I'm so glad that you shared this time with me. I'll talk to you real soon. Be blessed.